The time is now 9:20 in St. Vincent and Grenadines, and it's about that time where we remind you that the Searchlight midweek is online. In case you missed the headlines, they are Layou residents told by police to stop sheltering criminals. SVG ranked as the lowest paying country in the region. This study confirms what the NDP has been saying, says party president. Ex-common law wife accepts compensation, saving man who tried to kill her from jail. Opposition senator asks to partner with government on rollout of MPID. $74 million in supplemental funds approved for Kingston Port project. Dr. Grant gives tips about how we can slow down the aging process. Football referee Moeth Games gets another major appointment. More sports and Kitchen Corner. Remember to check out our video stories on YouTube and download the free Searchlight app to access our e-paper and get breaking news and updates. Searchlight, journalism you can trust. Check us out online at searchlight.vc.
99.9 WEFM.
Activated mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And we're back at 9:21 this morning for, I'm guessing, your favorite part of the day, the Talk to Me segment or open forum where callers are free to call and give their opinions or give topics that you wish for us to speak on. The number to call is 457-9997. Also the number to WhatsApp. And we're live on YouTube and Facebook this morning. Earlier, someone said, you are letting people call others a liar. That is not good. You know, generally speaking, I feel like people don't listen. People here to respond.
Okay, I'm actually not even sure.
Dave had said he wonders if Sion is truthful given his position. That's what Dave was saying. Dave didn't say he's a liar. Dave said he wonders if he's ever coming on and giving his opinion truthfully.
I guess it's a play on words with using the words lie instead. But I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to make Sion a topic of discussion because he is doing his job as first secretary.
Exactly
so
that.
I mean, whether or not we're in agreement with him, he's doing his job, you know. So I would never want to make that a topic of discussion.
And that is what I was telling the police officer the day when we had the cop chat. It's difficult for persons to feel safe reporting their complaints to the public relations department of the police force because the public relations department is to protect your image. So we can't now expect magically what Sian's job for him to not be protecting the image of the government. That's his job.
Yeah.
But you had brought something to my attention that's very interesting to me. The price of recommendation. So go ahead
and it's an opinion piece that's on Eyewitness News. All right. So not going to read the whole thing. Of course, we encourage you to go to Eyewitness News to read the whole thing yourself. We're just going to give an excerpt, right? So it's that. To ensure an applicant is a good fit for a position, some employers may request a letter of recommendation that highlights the prospects, qualifications, and character. A powerful recommendation, written or verbal, has the potential to launch or progress a person's career. All right, sometimes.
Let's just take the call quickly.
Okay, let's take a call this time. Hi, Anita.
Yes, sorry to call back. Ari, I'm directing this to you. Can you tell me any country in the world that you can go and somebody wouldn't complain how hard it is?
Taiwan.
A little louder, you tend to have mouths.
Taiwan.
I didn't hear you.
Taiwan.
Oh, Taiwan?
There are a number of European countries as well where people are quite comfortable. I see your point. But
did you hear what I said? You wouldn't find one person who would complain that things is hard.
That's what she said?
Yeah, but I mean... Okay.
The problem is when the general public is complaining, then you have a problem. They will always have one or two. I always believe that there's not balance. That there
And
has
nobody
to
will
be
say there's
balance. You can't
perfection
have rich
anywhere.
without
Yeah.
poor. No matter what persons try to put out. Because even in the communist countries, they say that everyone getting paid the same salaries, but they have rich people. How? So yeah, you can you have to have balance.
Yeah, yeah, but right, but you see, Ari, sometimes people are victim of their own circumstances. Now, you may be driving a nice car, Ari, and another man will watch you and think that he think how you get your car. He doesn't know that you may wear one underwear for a whole year, wash it every night, and put it behind the fridge to save to buy your car. While he will buy one and sometimes don't wash it and throw it away and go and buy again. You feel me where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but
And
I don't agree with the reference that you're trying to make.
No,
Generally speaking, a lot of
no,
people
you
are
don't have to agree. I just use that
I did,
figuratively speaking, that people may not know the sacrifice that one would make, maybe not you, to get where they want to go, but they will watch you and jealous you of what you have, not knowing the sacrifice you make. I repeat myself. So then they will think then that it's all glorious with you.
okay. So
so,
what's the point?
No, because like I'm saying that people feel that it's only in St. Vincent that things is hard. And when I talk like this, people think that I'm talking politics because I support a party. But no, it doesn't have anything to do with that. I call a spade a spade. For instance, Ari, in this country here where I live, and if someone could call after me who live here and tell me where there's a clinic that you can go and get your medication. You go to the doctor, you get a prescription, you have to go to the drugstore. I was in hospital here, Harry, and I was discharged from the hospital with 14 medication on one piece of paper. And each one of the medication, $4, $5, $3, but the prescription fee for each one of them was $14, Ari. You go to the hospital and you get 10 prescription, $5. You don't get one, and then here they complain. So all these are the reference that I am bringing that they will see, and oh, hospital and the medication. I was down there one time, I really round up, and a lady stand up there, and she said, me, I want pharmacy, me at home. Every time me come, but me only come here because forget me name pan doctor list. But me going home, go buy some bush. And I look at that where you watch me for. I say, but then you see, you could leave that for somebody else to get. I got a medication and the pharmacist said to me, use this medication, ma'am. It's expensive. I left and I went up to the drugstore and I asked how much. It was $63, Ari. So you understand what I'm saying? And out here you can't go nowhere to get things. That's what I'm saying. Just how the guy said this morning, I don't like how they try to bring down the country. Too bad. I'm gone.
okay. All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. So the thing of it is that there is no country in the world that is a utopia, right? There is nowhere that any country would have. People are going to find issues with whatever country it is. The point that Anita was making, I believe that she was saying, is that persons, in a way, have to take a bit of a responsibility to try to get ahead. Now, I think where it is you have to question is the country in which they're in. Are there opportunities? Are there enough opportunities? Or are there a fair process for everyone to qualify for particular opportunities, right? Because you can have all the potential in the world. You can be a go-getter in a sense, right? You can have all these dreams and all these goals and ambition. But if the country in which you are in doesn't have the opportunities for you to become that go-getter, to push your dreams a little further, then we do have a problem.
Well put, Roleza. Well put. Well, very,
We
very,
actually
very
agree on
well put.
something.
No, because if there's not
I'm just harassing you.
I know, I know. If there's not opportunities, and that is what people are complaining about. There are not opportunities. There's poor pay. A lot of people, and yes, the first thing people going to say, oh, it's a standard of living. You're looking to get this one. Maybe that's the case in some cases, but generally speaking, everybody having the same problem.
Yeah.
Everybody living above the means. Everybody.
You know what? You know, one of the things that always sort of bugged me here is that, okay, so I can concede that yes, salaries may not be up to par in which the way in which we want for it to be, right? Now, I'm not going to say that persons are lazy, but one of the biggest problems that I've always had here is that it's difficult for you to get a second job, right?
Hey.
Because persons, what somebody would want to pay you, let's say for that second job, is what somebody would work an entire month for. So sometimes it's very difficult to, so even if you want to help to improve your own standard of living, that opportunity to be able to have a second job to sort of meet your expenses or to be able to just do things. Because even sometimes when I look at in the instances of, so when Sion spoke this morning about the mortgage and the 100% financing, there are instances when I looked at with even in my own life, if I did not have a second source of income at that particular time, then there are certain things that would not have happened in my life, you know, and you would have had to be struggling. And I remember when I was younger, I used to be curious as to how it is that persons now getting a mortgage at the age of 40 or, you know, coming closer to the age of retirement. And then I figured it out because they just couldn't qualify to get a mortgage before, you know. So it's a couple things that I think the country is lacking. I mean, I think that because of the fact that we have this sort of 8 to 4 work day, are there and opportunities for persons to say, let's say there's a manufacturing industry or whoever is employing persons to work, let's say between 9 and 11. So there isn't that opportunity to earn a second income unless you are good with your hands or you decide to do something on your own. But it's a challenge. It is a challenge. With or without a degree, it is a challenge.
What I do find interesting is that a lot of persons are always quick to say, don't bring down St. Vincent. Don't say this about St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But then when you're talking positive things, those people are quiet and they do not help share the positive things. When there was the signage, when Problem Child donated the signage to the Central Police Station, and we were here saying that is really good that Problem Child did that silent. But the minute people started saying, "Oh, what the police celebrating with it? Why they posting that they received this for?" It's amplified. So it's not fair for persons, no, especially those living overseas, to come and say, why people bringing down St. Vincent when there are positive news, it's silence.
Yeah, I mean, there will be a struggle in any country.
Yeah, we have a caller though.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I'd like to say something about tourism. Listen, this fellow was speaking about tourism this morning.
Sure.
Right? And I find some Vincent Chan always spreading rumors, right? And saying bad things about St. Vincent. Let me tell you something. I sailed for 21 years. And the most crime goes on in St. Thomas. You don't hear nothing about that. Cruise ship don't spend overnight. At 6 o'clock, all cruise ship leave St. Thomas. St. Martin, the same thing, crime go on. Don't talk about NASA. The most crime go on. And NASA got all 7, 8, 9 cruise ships.
I've never been St. Martin past 6. Never.
Right? And you don't hear those rumors people spreading and things. Sometimes guests don't come off the ship. Most guests come out. And the company, when you go in and report, the company tell you, walk with a group. What you want, don't go off. Walk in a group. Crew member, the same thing. Look, crew members get dead in NASA. People shoot crew member, rob them in NASA. People don't hear nothing about those things. Those things are covered up. It's only everything happening in St. Vincent. People put it on Facebook. People spread rumors, put so bad about the country. You don't go to Jamaica and say Jamaican run down the country. You don't go to St. Lucia. You don't go to Antigua and say don't want them run down the country and say bad things about the country. You have to rate the country. And only we as Vincent Chan, we let them our country. We say so much a bad thing. I see it and I go around the world. Let me tell you something. You might believe me. I go to Napoli. People sell your phone in box. When you go on the ship and you open the box, you see salt or stone in box. You go to crew members, you go to guests. So it's all over the world. Things happen and you do hear them. In Italy, people rip you buy a laptop. When they come on the ship, the laptop ain't working. That's St. Vincent is a paradise, but on just St. Vincent, John, just let down the country bad and we when you St. Vincent is independent, we privilege. We have too much privilege in St. Vincent, right? Because I go to NASA to buy some medication. A month medication in St. Vincent, they say it's $5. When I go to NASA, it's $25 US for it. I go to New York, they tell me that I have to get doctor paper. St. Vincent, people go to the pharmacy and they get medication, right? And we have the cheapest medication in the Caribbean. We go down to the hospital, you're only 50, 59, 60. You're getting free medication. You don't have to buy. That only happens in St. Vincent alone. Right? So people are too privileged in St. Vincent. There's a poor people. We have no poor people in St. Vincent because people don't want to work.
Hey, that's a very ignorant statement. There are no poor people in St. Vincent.
No poor people in St. Vincent, man. Look, send all the old people like us. What you come and check the land them. All the land them in most of majority land in St. Vincent Bush. And then we build a hotel in St. Vincent.
Okay.
This buy and that to buy, and we don't have it. We can't supply because the young people don't want to work land.
Yeah. This is
right.
where I'm gonna have to disagree
Okay.
with it.
Caller,
Carl,
you still on the line, or you hanging up?
Point, you have your point, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's true.
and there's fact and fiction.
I know. Because if you go to America, you have to buy everything, you have to pay tax. You don't get nothing free in America. It's in your neighbor, you get banana, you get breadfruit, you get mango, you get coconut, you get orange, you get this from your neighbor. When you go away, everything you have to buy. Nobody give you nothing. Everybody give you something. You get a banana, you could cook. You get this, you could go and cook. Right?
All right.
Vincent and privilege, and they don't know the privilege. Right?
Okay. Thanks. Thanks, caller.
Right?
All right. Okay.
Yeah. There are a lot of people that don't know what they have. That is true. A lot of people don't know how good it is here in St. Vincent. But there are a lot of good opportunities elsewhere as well. One way argue that Taiwan has one of the best healthcare in the world. One of the best, and I don't agree that St. Vincent is the only place where medication is free. That's not true at all. Now, what was he saying that I was disagreeing with? Oh, young people don't want to walk. Look at the Baxter program to clear up grass during Christmas, the road cleaning. The amount of people employed in that, you can't say people don't want to walk. It's not old people cutting the grass. It's not majority old people cutting the grass. People are trying to find opportunities. That's not factual.
I have a mixed opinion on that people not wanting to work thing. I've always been curious how it is that you can find 5,700 plus persons for road cleaning, and this is generally a figure because I often wonder what are these persons doing when they are during the off times when the road isn't being cleaned. But let's take a call. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, it's a pleasure listening to you guys on WEFM. I've been listening to the station for the past 20-something years. I'm not really living in St. Vincent. But I remember some time ago, I'm just going to give some compliment, though. I'm not going to deal with the topics that you guys are really talking about. But I'm grateful, though, that that the station is evolving and we have people now that can take up topics that might have been, like being afraid of. So I remember when management was talking about changing the kind of people they want to have on the radio station and to fit in with the time. And I'm really glad now I could get people like Ari, Crystal, Rosila. I think I didn't pronounce it right.
It's all right. It's okay. You have used to it.
But yeah, it's really good because I like Ari, the way how he thinks objectively. I mean, sometimes you can't put emotion in everything. And the young lady, Rosila, whatever it is.
Right.
Yes. I kind of like the way, the two of you interact. Sometimes I listen when Ari's on with Crystal and when he's on with you. And I could feel the difference in, the difference in conversation and topics and everything like that. And but I am really glad to know that we have people now who take it up because there's a lot of problem in the country, right? I worked in the banana industry years ago. And I remember when bananas was king, we didn't have the kind of people with degree and all that sort of stuff, but people were really living well. You understand?
I said that to Roleza off air, I said that to Roleza off air.
Right? And just now I heard a point with people with degree and everything like that. But even people who were working in banks and other management used to plant bananas because they were getting that extra money. The thing is, though, when banana died, a lot of people today is still dreaming because they remember, oh my God, it was so good in banana days.
I think.
But
Yeah.
now it's so much different because you have to transition to different things that people sometimes have a problem readjusting to. So when you meet young people today and they say, oh, I don't really want to do anything, I don't really want to go, it's because some of them still get stuck in a mode and they can't see how it's changing, you know? And it's crazy really, but because when I hear people talking about, oh, people don't want to work and people don't want to do this, when I was younger, everybody was working. And everybody wasn't, people who were children going to school was making sure they get $1 from carrying banana from the field, work with somebody. They got money in the pocket. But now it's difficult really transition to this modern economy with tourism and everything like that, So, but going back to the point, I have to congratulate management of WeFM to really bring people now on the station. It's not you guys feel you know it all, but you're giving people an opportunity to raise issues and you could discuss them. So I am grateful and I continue the good job.
All right. Thank you very much, Carlo.
All right.
All right.
All right. So back to the road cleaning thing. Yes. I have always been curious as to, so of course, I'm happy to see that 5,700 plus persons are going to be employed. And I can't get my point out because we have another call. But go ahead, Harry.
We'll do the community dateline at 9:45.
It's okay. Go ahead.
All right. Go ahead, Carlo.
Yeah, I just called to endorse that caller coming from wherever he's coming from. Changes. We can't be on one level all the days of our lives. How many governments we have had since independence? Not very many. And I just call to say that we have to have changes for the better. And don't lament on what has taken place before. You said you're coming to improve, and we all look for improvement in our standard of living, in our well-being. So it's a continuation, right? So don't try to mislead people, to brainwash them, that this government was the worst government and this government is the best government. We have to be more inclusive, right? The message has to go right across the board. We live in a small country, and anything happens here, we all feel the pain. No,
Exactly.
No matter how big you think you are, we feel the same pain. All right, take care.
All right, thanks.
All right, let me talk fast, right? All right, so what I've always been curious about is these persons who are employed for the road cleaning program, because it happens just about every 6 months. We see it just before school reopens, which is around August, and then we see it in December, right? My curious question has always been, are these the same people who appear on the list, let's say within 1 year or or more than 1 year, right? Because if you have so many persons who are, let's say, just unemployed and who you can get almost at the drop of a hat, then something to me is wrong, right? Yes, I'm happy for these persons to be employed, but I am wondering about these persons. Are they progressing or are they advancing in life in any which way, right? Have they moved from doing a road cleaning? Is it road cleaning that's something that they start with and then they progress and they move forward? So it may just be, let's say, a new batch, or let's say 3/4 or half of those persons may have appeared on a list beforehand. Talked about persons not wanting to be employed. No, I have always, I see it even within my own community, right? Where I'm living, there are about 4 houses being built, or different periods in time where houses are being constructed. However, and if the guys on the block hearing me, yes, I am saying it, right? It pains my heart when I see that work is being done, there's construction being done, and the guys are just there sitting on the block, right? How is it you're just sitting on the block when people need people to work, right? My neighbors have been saying that they can't find people to work. Yet when I'm driving home, or I'm passing through the village, there are persons just there sitting down, right? I was having a conversation with someone from the village recently, and there was an instance, I think it was early this year, where one of the guys from the community, he was building a wall, I think in Kittels, and the wall fell on him, right? And the mother of one of the boys who lives overseas told their son, I will send home money for you. I don't want you to do that kind of work. So You know, sometimes when we see the lines at the money remittance agencies, Western Union, MoneyGram, etc., you know, while it is that, yes, I know that people go overseas to make a better life for themselves and their family, there are sometimes when I have to wonder how much persons who are overseas are enabling persons to not work because of the fact that they're getting money being sent home to them, right? It goes back to the same point about taking the initiative and being a go-getter. Even though you are getting money from somebody who is overseas, is it that you're being proactive in terms of trying to find a job so that you can then improve your overall standard of living?
Well, some people comfortable. Some
And this
people
is the
fine with
problem.
going
So when
how
we
is
see
that a
that,
problem if I'm comfortable?
yeah, but then you're going to say that you're not employed. But
Oh,
is it that
there are
you
people
don't
who are
want to
not
be
complaining.
employed?
There are people who are not complaining about the unemployment.
And then when we have the census and when we have the statistics showing that there are so many young persons who are unemployed, is it because they can't find employment or they don't want to be employed? Because of the fact that there's somebody who is sending home money to them.
Good question.
You know, so these are the things that I always have to say. There are times when I can't necessarily stand on an opinion because I can see things from both sides, right? So we didn't even talk about our topic, Harry.
We'll do that Thursday.
Yeah, but we had to touch on that one thing before we finish. Anyhow, so it is now 9:46, and this is time for our community dateline.